Welcome, Frontline Football, to another video of predictions. I am here with Josh and Jack, and we're going to get started with the first game on here, which is the 1 second, Browns versus Jets. I've seen a lot of people trying to hype up this matchup, even though it's going to probably be a snooze fest, but they're hyping it up. All right, so I'm going to, who do you think's going to win? Jack.
This is a must-lose matchup for the New York Jets here, and that's why I'm going to pick them to win. Adam Gase, his job is currently going to be threatened. If he loses this game, they said that they may fire him. So he's going to fight, and the Broncos are starting an undrafted free agent at quarterback, and I think that for once the Jets are going to win a game when I want them to lose the game, because that's just how the Jets go. Whenever they need to lose, they're going to win, and whenever they need to win, they're going to lose in embarrassing fashion. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Well, this took me a long time to think about who's going to win because both teams just don't have anybody. But I came to a final decision that I think that Jeff Driscoll and the Denver Broncos are going to win. So sorry, Jets. Get back over there. I just think that because I didn't see anything versus the Jets and 49ers. So I feel like with the Broncos are going to get a win here. What are your thoughts, Zach?
Well, first of all, I think the Broncos, but Josh, you know that you're frozen on your screen, right?
Oh, come on!
Okay, so I say Broncos. They look better than the Jets because the Jets, they've gone against two injury they've gone against who was it? The Niners and who was the other team, Jack? I forgot.
Bills.
What were they? Bills. So Bills were good. They were fine. But Niners, come on. That they have no one. So I'm saying Broncos because they also have no one, but they have a good team. But they still have Jerry Jeudy, so that's pretty good. So I say Broncos. So the next matchup is the Browns versus Cowboys. Josh, take it away.
Okay, so the Browns and Cowboys. I got the Cowboys here. The Browns just don't look good this season. So give me Dak Daddy Prescott and the Cowboys to win this one. Okay, so Zach, your thoughts?
I say the Cowboys also. They look better than the Browns, but the Browns can always sneak a win between these guys because Dak Prescott, he's looked really good against a bunch of teams. The Falcons, he came back. Well, it's the Falcons, so everyone can come back from elite from them. He looked decent, and did he play Seahawks? I don't remember.
He played Seahawks last week.
I don't remember too much. Yeah, he looked decent in that game. He's looked decent against good teams or decent teams. So I'm gonna say Cowboys just because of that. How about you, Jack?
The Cowboys have been competitive in all their games. They're looking like the NFC East front runner, even though the division is god awful. But I'm going to take the Cowboys here. I like the Browns, but the Bengals and the football team are not very impressive feats overall. And I think that the Cowboys were one play away from tying the game and getting to overtime with a team like Seattle, who's been elite on the offensive side of the ball. I think it shows Dak Prescott is improving, and I think he'll be able to take care of young Baker Mayfield and his Browns.
All right. So the next matchup is Cardinals versus Panthers. I'll be taking this one, and I say the Cardinals. The Cardinals look way better than the Panthers. The Panthers lost Christian McCaffrey, so I say Cardinals because they have a way better team in place. Josh, how about you?
I'm going to say give me the Arizona Cardinals because, yes, they did stumble last week against the Detroit Lions, but I feel like this week is going to be a bounce back week for them against this team. It's going to be a good beat up matchup to get their hopes up and try to regain their form that they once had. So give me the Cardinals here. Jack?
I'm taking the Cardinals here. Although the Cardinals lost to the Lions, that was Matthew Stafford who got his number one receiver back. The Panthers have a god-awful secondary, and they get torched a lot. They got torched by the Raiders. They got torched by pretty much every team they played. And I think Kyler and Hopkins are going to dominate this game, and they're going to feed.
Also, Matthew Stafford is a stats machine, while Teddy Bridgewater is Teddy Bridgewater, right? So that kind of goes into account. Okay, so the next matchup is the Chargers versus Buccaneers. Who do you have, Jack?
Give me Brady and his Buccaneers here. They look good against an injury-prone Broncos. That's not much of a feat, but the big thing is Chris Harris Jr. is going to IR this week, and that means that Tom Brady and Mike Evans, OJ Howard, and the company, the gang, they're probably going to be able to take care of this Chargers secondary. The Bucs have a surprisingly underrated defense this year, and their secondary's locking up. They're getting some pressure. I think that young Justin Herbert is going to be a bit spooked and have struggles as a rookie this year. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I'm gonna say it here. This will be my upset of the week. I'm gonna say it. Give me the LA Chargers, because if you know, you just the words. If you remember, a couple weeks back in a land of Los Angeles, under those bright lights, Justin Herbert went toe for toe against Patrick Mahomes and almost won the game. So I would say, give me the Chargers here. Herbert is going to get one up on Brady. So, Zach, your thoughts?
This is really hard because Justin Herbert, I don't think he's going to be scared in the spotlight because look what he did against Mahomes. That was amazing and had no time to actually work on anything because he was just the backup, and usually the starter gets more reps than the backups do. So that was very impressive. And I think with a little bit more work, and if he had planned for Patrick Mahomes, I think Chargers could have won that game. But I'm going to also say Chargers because the Buccaneers, they look good, yeah, but they lost against some decent teams. Well, good team, and then they won the other games. But they won against the Saints. They lost against the Saints, and that kind of scares me because the Saints are a good team, but I like the Chargers more, even though that Chris Harris Jr. is out. So I'm going to go with Chargers. Okay, so the next matchup is the Colts versus the Bears. I'm going to give this one to Jack again. What are your thoughts?
One of the hardest picks of the week because, don't get me wrong, the Bears may be 3-0, but who would they beat? The Falcons? Maybe the Lions? Like, this team has not been very impressive, and I think I'm going to bet against the Bears for the third straight week. I'm not buying into this hype train of Nick Foles. I could definitely see him getting a win here, but I just prefer the Colts as of right now. And this one's tight, but I'm going to give it to the Colts by an inch. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I say Bears. Bears, they got rid of Mitch Trubisky, which that was the smartest move by them this whole year. Not getting five tight ends. That's the stupidest thing that they've done. But I think that the 5 tight ends and Nick Foles will pull out a win against Phillip Rivers because he didn't look good in the Jags game, and now he's going against even tougher opponents. So, well, tough is a very strong word, and I'm going to just say they're a lackluster team. So I'm going to say Bears. Josh, what about you?
I'm going to say it. Give me the Colts here. They seem like the more complete team compared to the Bears. Yes, Nick Foles got a win, but as you can see from his years past, this is very deceiving because he looks good, but then he plays for a while and he just doesn't do that well. He's usually the comeback king, the guy who can clutch up for you. He's not an all-time starter. He's going to show his weakness here. So I'm going to say give it to Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay. Is that all, Josh?
That's it.
Okay. So the next game is the one probably going to be a snoozer if we thought it was week 1, but it's the Jags versus the Bengals. What do you have, Josh?
Well, this is a pretty hard matchup to decide here because you got Joe Burrow, who tied with the Eagles. There shouldn't be any ties in the NFL, but there are. And Gardner Minshew, who upset the Colts in week 1. So this is mano a mano, one of the greatest future quarterback matchups this week. So with thinking about all the different things that are going through with each person, I'm gonna say it. Give me, I got, oof. I gotta say Joe Burrow here. He's gonna get his first win. He was looking good last week, and sure the Jags are playing on a longer week than the Bengals, but the Bengals are gonna pull it off here. Burrow showed strides. He's showing good progress in his rookie year. So I say give it to Burrow and the Bengals. Jack, your thoughts?
Another tight matchup because I see these teams in pretty similar spots, but I'm going to give this win to Mr. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. I just liked their play last week better than I did the Jags. Jags looked not very good against the Dolphins, and the Bengals looked pretty solid against the Eagles. Even though they did not win, they tied. But this one's close. I think Joe Burrow, he'll be able to take care of the defense enough because it's a little younger, but I think the Jags defense could get pressure. I just don't see Minshew getting enough to get it done this week. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I think Jags look a little bit well, I guess better. Bengals haven't faced a decent opponent yet. They faced what have they faced? The Eagles, injury prone. They faced the Browns, which they're the Browns, come on. And then they face week 1. Well, week 1 doesn't really matter because week 1 they
It's the Chargers.
Yeah, they faced the Chargers, which that's week 1 though because they didn't have preseason, so I don't really count that. So I say Jags. They've looked a little bit better than the Bengals. So yeah. Okay, so the next matchup is the Ravens versus the football team. This should be an obvious pick, but the football team could get upset. What do you have, Jack?
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I want to go with the football team, but I think the Ravens are bound for a rebound this week. I think that they're going to get the job done. I think that the football team isn't going to make it easy, but I think the Ravens' defense is so much better than the football team's offense that they're going to be able to win it just on that, not including some crazy plays Lamar makes. He had a tough week against the Chiefs, but I think he's bound, and he's going to rebound this week and turn this year around. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Give me the Ravens here. Sure, they stumbled against the Chiefs, but they're also 0-3. I wouldn't really consider that a rivalry between them. I consider more the Texans-Ravens a rivalry between them. But that's another topic for another day. So I'd say give me the Ravens here. And Lamar is going to have a comeback week this week. I'm going to say that they're going to win if the football team doesn't show Lamar's flaws. So give me the Ravens here. Zach, your thoughts?
First I want to correct you on that. It's not Texans Ravens. I think you're trying to say Texans Chiefs, right?
Texans Chiefs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I say Ravens also because Ravens look a little bit better than the football team, judging by what the football team has gone against. And also, it's their loss. That's nothing to be ashamed about. That's the Super Bowl winning team. Come on. That's kind of obvious. So I'm going with the Ravens. So yeah. The next matchup is the Saints versus the Lions. Who do you have, Josh?
Saints versus Lions. Ooh, this is a tough one. I would say give me the New Orleans Saints because sure they've stumbled the last couple weeks against teams like the Raiders and the Packers, but I feel like this week is going to be Breeze's bounce back week. So give me the Saints here. I mean, the Lions are high off of a win against the Cardinals, so I'd say that Drew Brees finally gets it done here. So give me the Saints. Zach, your thoughts?
I say Saints also. Saints, they got a few more wins. Also, they look a little bit better than the Lions. And the Lions, they got one win. Good job, guys. You got one win over the Cardinals, which had a lot more wins than they did. So I think going against even harder even harder opponents, that's going to put so much of a like so much game plan on these guys because you can game plan off the Cardinals. Everyone can. Everyone can learn their system. It's easy. But the Saints, they're going to be very difficult to face. So I say Saints. Jack.
The Saints are bound for a rebound eventually, and I think that they're going to get it this week, and I think they're going to take care of business in Detroit. I think Alvin Kamara's proven that he's good. I don't know Michael Thomas' situation. I don't know if he's back or not, but I think the Saints were able to keep it close with the Packers, but they also didn't have Devontae Adams. But I think that the Lions are not on the Saints level, even though the Saints have been struggling, but I think this is just a slow opening, and I think they turn it around this week.
Okay, so that's all of us. The Seahawks versus the Dolphins. Who do you got, Jack?
This one's kind of obvious. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks on this one. Let Russ cook. I think Chef Russ is going to be in the kitchen. Byron Jones, their number one corner, is still out. And DK looks like he's on a breakout year. Ty Lockett's looking good. Seahawks offense is clicking. And the Seahawks defense, even though they may not have Jamal Adams, I don't think that's enough of a factor because the Dolphins, they beat the Jaguars. Not that big of a feat. You're about to run into the Seahawks, who have been red hot as of late. So give me the Seahawks here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Let Russ cook. Give me the Seattle Seahawks here. They look like the more superior team. DK Metcalf, besides that fumble, which was an idiotic move by him to give up, but everything else in that game, he looked good. He looked really good. So give me the Seahawks here against the Dolphins. Fitzpatrick, he had a Fitzception moment. So give me the Seahawks here. Zach?
I also say Seahawks. Ryan Fitzpatrick can still win this game because I'm never gonna doubt him. But I'm gonna go with my gut here and choose the Seahawks because number one, they've done so well, and Jamal Adams was just there. He hasn't become like a big part of their defense yet, like he was on the Jets. So I don't think that's a big loss yet, but it will probably bite them in the future if he's still injured. So that's gonna, yeah. But I say Seahawks because Dolphins. They also what can I say? Because you guys both said great stuff about the Seahawks. So okay, we're gonna go to the next matchup: Steelers versus Titans. I'm gonna give it to Jack and see what his predictions are.
This is a tough matchup. These teams are both coming out 3-0. Both teams looked, they played 0-3 teams, and it was really close. Ooh, I'm going to give this one to the Steelers. That one's tough. I could see it going either way. I just think, though the Titans, they're starting to get better on not relying on Derrick Henry full time, I think Tannehill's still a little leaning on him every once in a while. He got the 2 rushing touchdowns against Minnesota, and the Steelers have arguably one of the best, if not the best, defenses, specifically against the run in the league. And I think that they're just the better team, and that's mismatch for the Titans. They're also Titans' number one receiver, A.J. Brown, is out. That could be a struggle. So they're going to be thin on receiver, and the Steelers will be locking up Derrick Henry. So give me the Steelers here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. It really wasn't that hard to decide this because, one, the Titans, they didn't look good against the Vikings of all teams. They won by this much, barely. If Gostkowski misses that kick, Vikings win. So I think that with the Steelers, they actually completed something really good. They shut down Houston in the second half. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Titans. Zach?
I go with Steelers also. Steelers have a better defense. They have a better offense. They just have a better team in general. There's nothing really on the Titans except maybe Ryan Tannehill making a big play with A.J. Brown or Derrick Henry going for a rushing touchdown. But again, the Steelers are one of the best teams to stop the run. So I don't think they're going to give it to Derrick Henry. They're going to be relying on Ryan Tannehill. So, yeah, that's mostly it. Okay, so the next matchup is the Vikings versus the Texans. I'm gonna hand this one off to Josh.
Give me the Houston Texans. The Texans looked really good against the Steelers from coming off of 2 weeks against teams like the Ravens and the Chiefs. So I say, give me the Texans here. The Vikings aren't really looking that good this season, but the Texans are looking solid due to their Week 3 performance. Deshaun Watson was on point in the first half. Our receivers were clicking. Our running back was clicking. Our whole team was clicking. So give me the Houston Texans here. Jack, your thoughts?
So as of right now, both these teams are starving for their first wins. Both made the playoffs last year. Both are 0-3 right now. But as of right now, I'm going to take the Texans just based on the Vikings. Yeah, they look good against the Titans, but I just prefer Watson's game plan. And with Anthony Barr hurt, he was one of the leaders and the key pieces of the defense. The Vikings are kind of falling apart injury-wise. I think Texans will do just enough to get the edge over the Vikings. What are your thoughts, Zach?
I choose the Texans because they have a little bit of a better team. Let me just throw this there. Yeah. Yeah, they have a little bit better of a team. David Johnson's been doing decent. Watson needs to get a little bit accurate with his balls because some of them are very questionable, but it's only week 4. He needs to start getting back in the groove and being clutch for that team because he literally puts that team on his back still with David Johnson's help. So, yeah, I say Texans. All right, so the next matchup is the Giants versus the Rams. I'm going to hand this one off to Jack. Let's see what his thoughts are.
This is an easy win for the Rams, I think. The Rams, they may have lost last week to Buffalo, but credit where it's due. They did come back from that 28-3 for a second, but then Josh Allen finished it. But Giants look awful. The Giants also lost to the 49ers backups. That's not a good look. I just think the G-Men, they're not looking good. No Saquon. I don't like the G-Men overall. Their defense is lackluster. Their offense has a lot to prove. And I'm just disappointed in the Giants' performance. I'm going to take the Rams big here. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Give me the Rams. Aaron Donald's going to be living in the backfield in this game. And Daniel Jones won't get a pass off. Their running back won't get any yards. I feel like this is just going to be the slaughtering of the G-Men. So that's really all that I have. Zach?
I say Rams also. The Rams look a little bit better. Well, no, they look a lot better than the Giants. I feel bad for both New York teams because whoever cheers for them, they're just in misery right now because Saquon's out. So that was the one thing good about the Giants, and the Jets are just being the Jets like always. No offense, Jack. So, yeah, I choose Rams. Okay, so the next matchup is the Bills versus the Raiders. I'm going to hand this one off to Josh. So, let's see what he thinks.
So, the Raiders, they're looking like a pretty good team. But here's the thing. I feel like the Bills are going to win this one here because the Raiders did lose one of their key pieces in their tight end last week, who was taken out of the game. So I feel like this is going to be the Bills' matchup to win. Of course, they didn't really look good last week against the Rams. They almost lost the game with a 28-3 lead. So give me the Bills here. Zach, your thoughts?
I say Bills also because Bills, Josh Allen started choking. Like the whole team just started choking against the Rams. So hopefully they won't choke this game. But I say Bills. They have a little bit of a better team, and you just mentioned that. Yeah, their tight end just got injured. So I think Josh Jacobs is still gonna have a good game. It's just I say Bills because Josh Jacobs can't carry the whole team on his back. What do you think, Jack?
I'm picking the Bills here. I feel like this is a bit of a mismatch for the Raiders. The Bills have this amazing defense, and the Raiders have this offense that Some days I'm like, wow, this offense is good, and some days I'm like, what was that? And I just think the Raiders, they had an awful loss to New England last week. I think that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills have the edge over Cam and the Patriots right now, so give me the Bills.
Okay, so the next matchup, that was cool to mention, Jack, because the next matchup is the Pats versus the Chiefs. So I'm going to hand this over to Jack and see what his thoughts are.
This game is looking like it's going to be fun unless yesterday's performance on Tuesday was anything to come for the Patriots. I think that this is going to be a win for the Kansas City Chiefs. They look like they've hit their stride. They look like they're the number one best team in the league level. They look good. I think that they're going to find a way to stop Cam, just like they shut down Lamar in MVP form. Cam is good, but he's beaten the Raiders, the Dolphins. Those teams aren't known for their run defenses. Chiefs aren't really, but they have Chris Jones and Frank Clark, who I think will take care of business. I'm a big fan of the Chiefs, and I think that they will beat the Patriots in this one. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Chiefs. Give me Chiefs. Because here's the thing. Cam Newton, unpopular opinion, he's just an older Lamar Jackson. He runs really well, but he's not that accurate. So even with Julian Edelman on the team, I feel like the Chiefs are just a more superior team to the Patriots. The Patriots almost stand no chance against the Chiefs. They shouldn't even be the same room as the Chiefs. So give me the Kansas City freaking Chiefs. Zach, your thoughts?
I say Chiefs. They have so many options on offense. They could scramble with Patrick Mahomes. They could hand it off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They could pass it to any of those great receivers that they got, even the Travis Kelce, which he should be getting a lot of PI calls, but that's besides the point. I say Chiefs. Their defense looks really good. Their offense looks super. They look like a super team. I think that they're going to destroy the Pats, and Cam Newton won't know what to do. And I also agree that he is like an older Lamar Jackson, but he just scrambles more, and he's more of a show-off. So I say Chiefs. Okay, so the next matchup are two injury-prone teams, the Eagles versus the Niners. The Niners just got back George Kittle. What are your thoughts, Jack?
Oh, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give this one to the Niners backups this week. I can see the Eagles winning because they're both so injured. Just the Niners look impressive, but the Niners are just Nick Mullins, George Kittle. There's not much to say. They got the job done against the Giants and the Jets. That's not that impressive of a feat, but I think Philadelphia, they're sort of defeated as of right now. They look like they're not having any chemistry. They're 0-2-1 from going 9-7. And I don't think any of that changes this week. What are your thoughts, Josh?
Give me the 49ers. Kittle's coming back. He's going to ball out. And Nick Mullins is going to keep on putting up the pylons after somebody knocks them over. And there's going to be a lot of that because the 49ers are winning. And they're winning by a lot this game. Because Philadelphia's injury prone and the 49ers defense is just going to be in the backfield a lot. Carson Wentz is either going to have to run or throw it away. It's not going to be a good game for Philly. So give me the Niners. Zach, your thoughts?
I said the Niners also. The Eagles almost lost to Joe Burrow. They almost did, but it was a tie, which I technically count that as a loss for both teams. But Burrow, I really don't count it for because Burrow played way better than Carson Wentz. But that's scary. And now they're going against a team that just got their star tight end back. And that's even more impressive to have a star tight end and they won against the Giants while the Eagles keep losing to teams because of all their injuries. The only reason why I would think the Eagles could win is because some of their defensive pieces, like Darius Slay. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're on our final matchup, the Falcons versus the Packers. I'm going to give this to Josh. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so Falcons and Packers. I'm going to have to say the Packers here because in any situation, even if Atlanta has the lead, Green Bay will come back. They're known for comebacks, and Atlanta's known for choking. So give me the Packers here. So Aaron Rodgers and the Cheeseheads, they're going to get a win. Zach, your thoughts?
I say Packers also. Packers, they have really good. They have like a really good team. They have really good chemistry with all of each other. I like I like Aaron Rodgers. I like watching him just ball out. I like watching Aaron Jones do just destroy teams. It's very fun to watch, and I'm hoping that they get a win. So, Jack, what about you,
Oh, the Falcons.
Jack?
No way I picked the Falcons, though. Give me those Green Bay Packers. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. Actually, Adams isn't in the game, but it's besides the point. I've watched the Falcons fail, 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 and fail this week, and I've picked them almost in every matchup. I think all three to be exact. And each time they have failed.
Nice.
So give me the Packers to a big win here. Not a fan of the Falcons this year. They literally cannot stop tripping over themselves. They lost to Nick Foles. They choked the lead. It doesn't matter how many yards they can get with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley, and Matt Ryan. They're going to lose, and Dan Quinn is right next to Adam Gase, and their seats are starting to burn. Where's your thoughts, Josh?
Looking at my notes, Jack, you only chose the Falcons twice. So the one time you actually chose a different team. I think it was the Seahawks. So good job.
Thank God I got that one right.
Okay, Josh, what are your thoughts?
I gave my thoughts. It's
Okay, yeah, we all gave our thoughts. So
Packers.
that any closing thoughts on anything?
Well, if you like this video and you want to see more content like this, you better hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. And comment down below if you already have them turned on. So, and don't forget to leave a like on the video. That's all I have to say.
Also, I got the quick Twitter and Instagram plug. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Frontline FB. Links are in the description. Starting on this week's predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed. And does anyone else have any more closing thoughts before we go off?
I think that's it, Jack.
All right, then we will see you guys next week, same time, same place, for some more awesome predictions.